Welcome. We are live everywhere. Welcome. We are live on Facebook, Andrea Lee, Leigh Cox over there. We are live on my Raw Chef Andrea Instagram page, on TikTok, and on my YouTube channel, The Detox Intuitive. We're going to kind of leave the health channel, Andrea Cox TV, out in the wilderness by herself. Quick little introduction. Those of you are going to just kind of cleanse the energy real quick. Actually, I'm going to grab my singing bowl to do that. Those of you who are new and don't know who I am, my name is Andrea Lee, Leigh Cox. I am an intuitive healer and a holistic wellness coach. I have authored 3 plant-based books, the most recent being Eat Right for Your Zodiac. You can get this in Barnes & Noble, both online and in certain stores. You can get it in Target. You can get it on andreacox.com, my website. I would prefer you get it there. You can also get it in Amazon, and it is 155 pages of plant-based recipes, and I tell you what is best to eat, drink. We've got juices, elixir tonics, desserts, entree, for your particular zodiac type. I am so excited that I shared the new Oracle deck that is coming out. I'm not going to share the name yet, on Facebook and on Instagram. And on Facebook, you guys are like family to me. Let me just do something real quick, you guys, and say, tell me where you are tuning in from in the comments. So I do want to know where you're tuning in from in the comments, and do give this video a heart or a thumbs up. It helps the video to get shared on the main feed, wherever you're watching at. And quick plug, so I plugged the book. In the Etsy shop, The Detox Intuitive, we have lavender and sage cleansing room spray. We also have some abundance oils, and we put in a few new items. We put the sage bundles in there, so you can check that out. The Detox Intuitive on Etsy. We also put some Zen bath salts, and we have the forbidden bath salt. So these are bath salts that are infused with herbs from my garden, and just really nice to soak in, get your magnesium on. Now, I'm really grateful and super happy. As you can see, I'm going to do a quick oracle reading for all of you, because Saturn, Capricorn, has moved into Pisces for a period of about 3 years or so. And I'm really excited about that. And I want to share a little bit about what that means, but I'm also going to do an oracle reading. But I wanted to thank all of you. Who gave some praise on my personal Facebook page here, Andrea Lee Cox, about the Oracle deck. So the Oracle deck has been in the works probably since 2017, since I started the Detox Intuitive channel. I have been in holistic wellness for years, and I felt really led to create a deck that's centered around wellness, that's centered around animal spirit guides, animals that cross our paths, whether it be on a road or by your home, or come into your life as a soulmate animal, like a dog or a cat or a horse. And also to talk about the Akashic records, our past lives, and people revisiting us in this life who have crossed over in different forms. It can be a grandchild of yours who's really your father that crossed over. It can be a love partner that maybe is much younger than you, and maybe that's a grandmother that passed over, or a father, something of that nature. So this deck that I'm creating with Kat, Ekaterina, is really amazing, and this feels right. And I really felt led to create it, and I kept getting stifled. I had hired one artist, and she just wasn't my vibe, and then I found Kat, and I had to move. But the move was the purpose. It was the missing link for the deck, because I moved into this beautiful house on a mountain, And I'm blessed with seeing so much wildlife on a daily basis, like bobcats, bucks. There's mountain lions. There's not every day, thank God. There's frogs. There's all kinds of animals here. So the flow of the deck was meant to be stalled until I arrived here, because now a lot of the cards that are going to be in this deck would not have been in the deck had I not relocated first. So I want to give a lot of praise to my Facebook people and the Detox Intuitive YouTube channel, because when I started this in 2017, it was so incredibly scary for me, deep knowing. Yeah, I had a deep knowing that it was time to transition, continue helping people in health and wellness, but go bigger and go in a slightly different direction of teaching in a more enlightened way, in a more spiritual way. And oracle decks are just a tool, just like sage is just a tool, just like Palo Santo is just a tool. It's a tool to get a point across, to get a message across. So some of you have a deep knowing that you have a bigger calling. And I'm hearing music for some of you. I don't know who that's for. Some of you, it could be dance. I'm hearing ecstatic dance. I'm seeing Sedona, also seeing like ballet, like on this. We have exchanging gifts, card number 27. So some of you may have a benefactor coming into your life, or someone that's going to really help you along your journey. Behind that, a deep knowing. And we have the owl on top of the moon. So I absolutely love this because I'm a Pisces and we're represented by the moon. But I love the owl because a lot of people see an owl as some type of dark omen. And, you know, when my dog Roger was passing away in Las Vegas, I had an owl come, literally a white owl, during the day, which is rare, and visit us 30 days before he passed away. So sometimes it can be. But I also have an owl that lives out front in this tree, and I hear him every night. And it can be a really good symbol depending on how many times they hoo. 3 is a really positive sign. So some of you have a deep knowing that an exchange of gifts right now, an exchange of some kind, there's a purpose behind it. And we have another owl, truth be told. So some of you could have gotten a painful truth recently, you know, with, I'm going to say Saturn, even though most people say Capricorn, that has moved into Pisces. Capricorn is like kind of the big gray-haired muscle grandfather that forces you to mow his lawn, and it's like 50 acres, but then he pays you 50 grand. That's what Saturn is. Saturn is hard lessons. It's instant karma. That's why, you know, you guys always hear me, it's never an eye for an eye. Don't do to people what they do to you if it's negative. Karma happens very quickly these days. So we have to be mindful of that. You know, instead of flipping the lady off that cuts you off and takes your parking spot, send her love. It'll come back to you instantly. So we have to be fair. So some of you could have been in an unfair situation in the last cycle. So cycles tend to last anywhere from 3 to 7, sometimes 9 years if you're really dragging them out. I say 7 years is really good for a cycle. And I always use this example. A few years ago, I had lived in a house for almost, it was about 9 years. And all of a sudden I got this urge to move that was so powerful. I was like, I've got to move. I've got to get out of here. Like, I've got to get out of this town. I've got to get out of this city. I've got to get off of this living in this house. And the house was beautiful. There was nothing wrong with the house. The cycle had ended. My time in San Diego was over. It had been a beautiful almost 10 years there, but I was ready for new, fresh energy, fresh people. I wasn't into all the like marketing shit that goes on there. I was ready for mountains and for desert and for beautiful sunsets. And so that's what I gave myself. So we have mending, card number 52. So some of you could be around the age 52, or you could be a life path number 7. This 5 and a 2 is a 7, or 5 or 2. This could be about a house or going the distance with someone who is very possibly poised. We have the poised card. and we have no place like home, and we have go the distance. So some of you could be in a living situation and maybe you love your house, or you're going to renovate, or you're going to make it work no matter what. Some of you could be in a situation where you're like, okay, how am I going to afford this? Like, what am I doing? Like, I've got to downsize. You're going to find a way to make it work. You're going to find a way to make it work. You know, often with Saturn, it brings changes. Say you want to quit drinking. With Saturn, there's kind of a roundabout way to do so. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the hearts, and thank you for telling me where you're tuning in from on all of these platforms. With Saturn, it's more about what is triggering you to drink, and you get rid of that. Who is stressing you out in your life, and you get rid of the person or something of that nature, right? That's how Saturn works. But you don't have to do anything to do that. Saturn comes and sweeps it away for you, right? In fact, if you do try to orchestrate or make something happen in your favor, it usually tends to backfire with Saturn in its position of Pisces. Why? Because Saturn is brick and mortar. It's someone who builds a foundation of a house very firmly. Pisces is dreamy, it's creativity. Hello, I mean, I wrote a book on raw vegan food and astrology. I'm creating an oracle deck on wellness. And I'm a Pisces. It's a vast creativity, endless ideas, an endless portal of knowledge, and not erudite knowledge, not regurgitated information, but deep esoteric wisdom from having 12 lifetimes on this earth. That's Pisces. And then we have stern Capricorn, the money, the bank. The Taurus rules the bank, but Capricorn is all about structure and religion and conforming and tradition. So when these two things merge together, right? When the little butterfly, flighty, let's build a sandcastle, Pisces moves into the house of Capricorn, so to speak. And when I say house, I mean the energy field of Capricorn. Real solid structures are built, things built that will last, taking Pisces creativity and turning it into monetized, gifts that one is paid for, right? So let's say you have a lot of water in your chart. You could have a lot of Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio in your chart. By the way, private readings, the link is in my bio. Also holistic wellness coaching, also in my bio. Intuitive life coaching in my bio. All the books, etc., are on my website, andreacox.com. So let's say you have a lot of water in your chart, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and maybe you've had a rough cycle, right? Maybe you've had a rough 7 years, 7 to 9 years. Could have been rough with money, could have been moving, could have been rough relationships or whatever. Now Saturn's here to reward you. It's here to reward you with solid things in your life. We have why. Okay. So card number 31, some of you could be around the age of 31 and you're asking yourself why. Why is something happening, or why isn't something happening quick enough? I'm hearing there could be maybe a grand overseer, i.e. Capricorn, right? Saturn, the grandfather, so to speak, of the zodiac, the stern grandpa forcing you to mow his grass, but going to pay you well. There could be an overseer that may be blocking you, right? But it's for your highest good. So we have go the distance again. So okay. So some of you, card number 47, you could be a life path number 4, a 7, 11. It comes. So some of you are putting energy and effort into something because you know there will be rewards. And I'm hearing one day. I don't feel, and here's another way that Saturn comes in. I don't feel like a change would be good right now, but I don't feel like you'll be getting the rewards you think you'll be getting. They'll be long and drawn out over time. That's how Saturn works. It's slow. It's over time, etc. Now, if you have been someone who has put in a lot of energy and effort, and your creations are of your own, you're not someone who scrolls up and down social media and sees what someone else is doing and then tries to go and create a quick product sale off of it. I think your rewards will be a lot bigger. You may get a message. We have message in the bottle. This could be today, tomorrow, through the weekend, that may be very, wow, very pertinent in co-creation. We have co-creation. So I love that. So rewards, co-creating with spirit, co-creating with the universe, co-creating with your ancestors who have walked before you, co-creating with others. I'm going to read a few of the comments, and then I'm going to get into the animal spirit deck real quick. I'm going to turn my volume down first so I don't bother you. Okay, so hi, Elizabeth. Welcome, my beautiful friend Elizabeth. Check her out. Hey, Jesse in Kentucky. Fist bump, and you're a Scorpio. That's where my dad was from, Kentucky. The hills of Kentucky, let me tell you. That's Maverick in the background. He's upset that I'm not paying attention to him, typical man. So welcome in New York. Okay, so let's get into the animal spirit deck. And you know what oh, that flew out. So we have direction guardian, choose your path. So some of you need to make a choice. It could be a choice in love. It could be a choice in career. It could be a choice in anything that is just stressing you out, basically, kind of like my dog is doing in the background right now. And without making the choice, you end up with the same or nothing at all. Okay? So, you know, it's kind of like that thing, doing the same thing every day and expecting a different result. This could be in love. It could be in a career. It took everything I had to change my path in 2017 when I had been on the news repeatedly for holistic wellness coaching. And I was moving into doing readings, sharing my intuitive gifts, etc. Hang on one sec, you guys. Okay. Hey. Hi. Okay. Just gonna bring Maverick, my spirit animal Maverick, who made in one of the cards I shared on Facebook today. And I just want to, you know, before I get into the animal spirit deck, I want to kind of tell you guys what Maverick represents to me, other than a pain in the ass. So Maverick came into my life after my dog Roger died. And in Scottish tradition, black dogs stand for abundance and they stand for protection. And Maverick has bit quite a few men, haven't you? Yeah, you have. So Maverick has bit, he doesn't like everyone. He actually only likes me. But now that I look back at the people that Maverick bit, he's selective. And this is in the past, like living in Las Vegas and stuff. It was people that deserved it and that didn't need to be in my auric field or my energy. So when I come out with this deck, you'll see that 24 of the cards are animal spirit cards. And I did that for a reason. And although he's not going to be on the doggy card, he's on the self-care card I shared today with Lewis. He is a big spirit guide and a protector in my life. Are you going to let me do this now without like acting like a psycho? Okay. So I'm going to get into the animal spirit deck and we're going to kind of call in the energy. And you can do this right now. You can actually ask for a sign from one of your ancestors, thank you, that have crossed over, and see the message that they want to give to you. Take time to reflect. We have mirror guardian. So some of you could be taking time out. You're taking time of reflection. You could be vacationing. I'm feeling some of you could be drinking a little too much. Medicine guardian, be open to healing information. And there could be someone giving you advice that you really don't like. Maybe you see this person as your competition. You see this person as, 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 I'm thinking some of you want to do something in the health field because we have the symbol of health in this gentleman's hand, and you think someone is just a know-it-all, or they think they know it all. Well, they probably do if you're watching them, if you're listening to them, if you're tuning into them. It could be annoying. Usually our triggers are there to help us grow. So if you guys are following someone or you guys are watching someone and it's just triggering the shit out of you, that's probably a sign that that person is in your life to help you up your game 100-fold. I like to tell people, I help people up their game. I don't think I've ever met anyone who has been in my life who didn't go almost all the way vegan, who didn't start drinking more water, who didn't start hitting their yoga mat, who didn't clean up their act, who didn't stop following a bunch of TNA on Instagram or whatever. Everyone I bring into my life pretty much changes in order to vibrate at the same levels I do. Do I think I vibrate higher than other people? Actually, yeah, I think a good number of people I vibrate higher than, and there's people that vibrate higher than me. We're all at our same level. I can have a week of vibrating really, really high, really strong, feeling really good, and a week of not, right? We all go in cycles. So, Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. So some of you are focusing on something really big, and it's something that you came up with, and it's your own birthing, your own creation. And about a year ago, we had Taurus move into the North Node for a period of time. You really can't take from other people's ideas and things of that nature with Taurus in the North Node, whether it's your placement or whether it's the time of year where Taurus moves in that direction. Taking other people's ideas, their gifts as your own, never helps you prosper. Even taking a name. I once had someone name their wife's business off of something I kept writing in my comments section. And this person was notorious for reading my comments all the time. And they never made money in that business. They didn't, because the idea didn't come from within. The name didn't come from within. You have to be original with ideas, with names of things, etc., or the money stops. The money doesn't flow. We have Traveler, move in a new direction. So some of you could have recently traveled and maybe you're thinking of moving in a new direction. Consult your guides. If you have loved ones that have passed over, that's a great way to figure out what to do, what direction to go in. Consult with your guides and ask yourself, are you going to be happy 5 years from now, 3 years from now, if you stay in the exact same situation that you're in, whether it be work, relationship, health, etc.? Are you going to be happy? Time to make changes, right? None of us are important. Sorry, I didn't mean to say important. I was reading this. None of us are perfect, myself included. But I always get to a point where if I feel like I'm leaving the house, so to speak, like I'm putting on too much weight, I'm not feeling my best, I'll up my game. I'll go get a colonic. I'll go to the gym. I'll do this. I'll do that. And I try to do those things consistently to help myself feel the best I absolutely can. I like to always be ready, so to speak. I don't like to have to stride to get back to where I like to be. So the last card we have is Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. And this is really cool. So some of you literally can transform who you are on camera. You can transform who you are when you're speaking in front of a group of people. You can transform who you are in a group setting. You're a leader, you're a teacher, you're a guide of some kind. But maybe in your personal life, you're a hermit. Or you like your peace, or you like to be alone. I think that what this is leading to, trust your talents in changing times. This is speaking to more than just you guys. It's also speaking to me. It's okay to change. It's okay to go a different direction. You don't always have to be making, I'll use myself as an example, raw food on Tasty Tuesdays in your kitchen, on Facebook Live. That'll keep you limited. That'll keep you small. Expanding and growing is about choosing a direction and going towards it. And oftentimes we'll have what I refer to as gatekeepers come into our life. And what is a gatekeeper? A gatekeeper is someone that pushes us, that shoves us in the right direction. Like they're like, okay, why are you still, everybody knows you're healthy and you make your green juice and you can get everybody healthy and you help people with cancer and you help people with that, but you've got so much more knowledge to share, right? So trust your talents in changing times. But remember, Capricorn is about structure. It's about conforming. It's about, Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. So it's about conservativeness, right? Pisces is that dreamy fly by night, let's do this. Let's go on vacation tomorrow and not pack or not plan. Let's create something and throw caution to the wind. And a lot of times Piscean ideas do win because they're highly creative and they have a lot of knowledge. I love this card. Mountains. Stand your ground. Mountains. So some of you could be taking a trip to the mountains. You could live near the mountains, etc. That's a really, really beautiful card. And High Priest. Intend and create. So I love each and every one of you. I'm so happy you guys joined me here. I think that we are in changing times, and I myself consider myself to be very conservative in many ways and very non-conservative in other ways. And I have always flowed with the energy. And I think it's time for more of us to kind of adopt that way of flowing instead of being so strict about our own rules, regulations, and how things should go, right? Life doesn't really work that way, at least not for the best. If you guys have any questions at all, please type them below. All links are in my bio on TikTok. Thank you for the almost 20,000 followers there. I appreciate you. On Instagram and on Facebook, I will post the links in the comments section. And on YouTube, the links are actually in the description box. And thank you so much for subscribing to both of my YouTube channels, Andrea Cox TV for health and wellness. We have 4 million views there and 24,000 subscribers. I'm a little censored there because I speak the truth. And the Detox Intuitive, which is my intuitive guidance channel, which I'm really trying hard to build now. We just hit 2 million views there, and I think we have close to 18,000 subscribers. So thank you very much. You can follow me on TikTok at Andrea Lee, Leigh Cox, on Facebook, Andrea Lee, Leigh Cox, and on Instagram at Raw Chef Andrea. Thanks so much, you guys. Be well.